next guest for Unpolitics podcast is Nara Lokesh. The Information Technology and Education Minister of Andhra Pradesh, young, 42 years old, the son of Chandrababu Naidu. There is fair amount of chatter that he might be Deputy CM. Is he going to be Deputy CM? He hasn't really sat down for too many interviews, especially podcasts. We're going to ask him directly. Hello, sir. How are you?
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us. It's a privilege.
Unpolitics.
Did you choose to be a politician, or was it something because you're the only, offspring of your parents that you had to take it forward?
The matter of fact remains is that we have the right Prime Minister at the right time for our nation.
So you're saying for next 5 years we can quit talking about Nara Lokesh being the next Deputy CM of the state?
Absolutely. There was a movement when my wife asked me, even after all this was when Mr. Naidu was in jail, she asked me, even after all this, do you want to be in politics? I had tears when Mr. Naidu was arrested. I had tears when I saw him in Rajahmundry jail.
In filmy style, Nara Lokesh is enough to take on Jagan Mohan Reddy.
Bring it on.
That is filmy. First up, Nara Lokesh, Lokesh ji, Lokesh Mantri ji, Minister ji. What do I address you with?
All of the above.
All of the above, one by one.
I prefer Lokesh.
You prefer Lokesh. Okay, we'll go with Lokesh. So Lokesh, I can get into very many flowery introductions, but let's avoid that. Introduce yourself to our listeners and viewers.
Well, I'm Nara Lokesh. I'm 42 years old. I am the HRD, IT, Electronics and Real-Time Governance Minister of Andhra Pradesh. This is the second time I'm a minister in Mr. Naidu's cabinet. I'm also a Stanford MBA. That was good to run business. I did a Padyatra, which I learnt a lot from. And I'm now a full-time politician.
Okay. I want to begin with Lokesh. It must be a privilege to grow up in the shadows of NTR, Chandrababu Naidu. But it's no mean feat because it could be overpowering. So how was it just growing up?
I mean, it comes with great responsibility, the great expectations on you. So your ability to manage that is going to be very, very critical.
Was it intimidating?
Not at all. I enjoyed it.
You did?
But it was always fun where I would jump across the wall and run to do cheeky stuff and the bodyguards would run behind me. So we did all that stuff. And I had an amazing childhood, an eventful one. And, I managed to find my own ways through things.
Lokesh, up in the north, there is a bit of, do you know who my father is syndrome. Does it happen here as well?
Not at all.
Not at all. So there was no chip on your shoulder that
well, I think
I'm in my 6th standard and my father is the chief minister of the state.
Well, I was in my 8th standard when Mr. Naidu became the chief minister.
Okay, so.
But I think the only thing that transformed in my life was actually having bodyguards. But up until then, I was born after NTR became chief minister, my grandfather. Literally a month after he became chief minister. So for us, losing power was not new or winning an election was not new. So we saw the highest highs and the lowest lows.
That you have.
So
that your family
it does
has.
ground us. And being in politics for now over 4 decades really helps that grounding experience.
You're kidding me. There was absolutely no heirs when you were young. Or you're giving yourself too much credit.
No,
Thoda to hoga.
No,
a little bit.
No, my teachers were very tough on me.
They were tough on you.
So when my friends were naughty, I got the most beating.
Wow.
They tried to make an example out of me to all my friends. But I grew up in a very grounded environment, and I would like to thank my mother for it. She played a very important role in my upbringing because my dad was never home. He was busy in
Never
politics.
around.
Never around. So it was all my mom. So she deserves all the credit for who I am today.
Do you have any memories of your father when you were growing up? Because the virtue of not having him around so much, I'm sure you valued it more. Now, usually that's the perception, when you don't see your father or one parent too much at home.
I remember taking only one vacation in the first 16, 17 years of my life with my father.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, so he was never around. I mean, he would leave at 4:35 in the morning because my grandfather was an early riser. And he would come home at about 11, 12 in the night. That was, well after I would sleep. So all I remember is one vacation, and one time I really pissed him off. Where I think one tight slap he gave me, and that's all I remember.
He was the one not to spare the rod.
Well, he was never around,
Around.
so I think from my mom I used to get beating every day, but that's a different story. I was a naughty child, but I only remember these two experiences up until my 17, 18 years of my age.
Wow, you're kidding me. So your father was completely invested in politics. You hardly ever saw him.
He still is.
He still is. Yeah, you're
He
right.
still is. I think
75 years.
he's 75 years. He has more than now close to 5 decades in politics, and he's married to his people. I mean, he really works hard for them day in day out.
Tell me, what do you get that slap for? Do you remember what you did?
I do remember it very well. I said that I was not feeling well, and I didn't go to school. And during lunch, when he came back for lunch at home, I was happily running around, and he got really pissed and said, "This is not the boy that you should be, and you should never lie." One tight slap.
Was there love as well?
Always.
Always.
He's a very affectionate father. No second thought about it.
That's nice because very few men are affectionate.
He is. Popular perception of Mr. Naidu is he's very strict. He doesn't laugh.
What do you call him, Mr. Naidu or Papa? What is it?
Well, if you look at it, home and office are one and the same. So office is at one level, the house is at a different level. But in office, he's boss. At home, he's my father. So I call him Nana.
So it depends what floor you're on.
Absolutely. And very strict boundaries.
And very strict boundaries.
Very strict boundaries. So personal matters don't come to office. Office matters never go home.
And he was an affectionate man as a child, as when you were a child.
Oh, very affectionate. And he's a very jovial person.
But the biggest imprint, I would think, when you've been, at least with what I gather right now, is it was your mother.
Absolutely.
Because she nurtured you and you're a lot with what she put into you.
Absolutely. And she sacrificed all the way for me, and motivating me to go to the US for my undergrad, and every summer trying to search for an internship, to guiding me all the way through to working in the US, and then pushing me to actually go to Stanford for my MBA. So my mother had played a very important role and continues to play a very important role.
Did she want you to get into politics?
At home, it was like, what do you want
Because
to
she
do?
knew politics.
Well, she was born and brought up in
into,
politics.
yeah, exactly.
She was born into the movie industry.
Yes.
But then, of course, she married a politician. And so she's seen both worlds. She always kept me away from the movie industry. She said, no movies for you.
So that was a no.
So that was a clear no.
Why?
She said no. I don't know.
Did you want to?
No.
Never.
When your mom says no, I took it as a strict no. I never questioned
You
her.
never questioned that.
And I know she was always very clear that let's, do whatever you want other than that. So, we have a family business which is quite big and thriving. So I always had that opportunity, and which I did. I worked in the family business for 5 years. And then, I made the switch to politics, and ever since that, I've been a full-time politician.
What was your memory of your grandfather? Because he was around for a while.
Yes,
Really.
absolutely.
So-
Amazing memories. Because every birthday, he would like us to meet with him, spend some time with him. And the way he would show love and affection is to overfeed his grandchildren. So that's one thing I remember very well. The second
Overfeed
thing,
his grandchildren.
overfeed his grandchildren. And the other thing was, I remember,
That's the thing. Most, I think, Indian grandparents, the way of showing affection is feed them.
clearly overfeeding. I think feeding is one level and overfeeding is at the next level. And Telugu people know about NTR, and his appetite for good food was amazing in that sense. But I also remember that as a chief minister, we said, it was a Sunday and we were all there, about 10 of us, the grandchildren, and we were all like bugging him saying, take us out, take us out. So as a chief minister, he drove us from Abbots to Gandipet. And back then, of course, roads were not this big. In his big Packard car, and there was a junction where he had to go left or right. He said, which direction is his home? There. So half of us said left, half of us said right, and he actually crashed the car in the middle. So I remember that so well. So we had amazing experiences with my grandfather.
Have you picked up your love for cars and driving from him?
Absolutely.
That comes from NTR.
I do get that from NTR.
You do get that from
So
him.
I love to drive. I don't get much time.
Do you
anymore.
drive nowadays?
Not at all. Unfortunately,
Oh, what
I
a
don't.
pity. Driving is quite a stress buster, no?
It is. But today if I step out, it's a lot more complex, and the people running.
You're not doing an NTR on the people here.
No. I try to take my son for long drives,
Yeah.
but he prefers to stay at home, and he enjoys me reading a book or two to him. But Brahmani and I do spend time. We like to go on long drives.
Well, that's
And that's
nice.
a great way to.
I believe when you were a kid, or I don't know, maybe not just a kid, but when you were growing up, you actually engineered a car. Is that
Absolutely.
true?
Yes, I did.
You did, huh?
I still have it.
You still have that
I
car?
still have it, and it was.
You named the car as well.
Yes, I did.
What's the name?
Beleza.
Why Beleza?
I don't know. It just struck like it was a well-rounded name, and I said it's about beauty, and also I said this is beauty for me, and I named it Beleza.
And you actually engineered the car.
Of course, I took the engine from a two-wheeler, but then I did the chassis with the wheels, the welding, and all that. I had people help me. I learned a lot in the whole process. So I spent good 2 years on it.
Just
Before
building it.
Just building it before I went off to the US for my undergrad.
Oh, wow. Because, there's love for cars and then there's love for cars. And this is bordering wanting to be an automobile engineer.
Yes, I did go through that.
You did?
Yes, then I realized it's too difficult. I said, forget it. Computer science is a lot easier. AI is a lot easier.
Were you a good student?
Well, not up till 10th grade. My love for cricket, my love for food was larger than my love for studies. But I think 11th and 12th grade in India, and especially in Andhra Pradesh, is very grounding. That's when I think you're in a pressure cooker to perform. And then after that, life changed. Then I went to Carnegie Mellon, did my undergrad. Then I worked at the World Bank for 2 years. Then went on to Stanford.
But Carnegie Mellon undergrad, Stanford graduation, you worked at the World Bank, I think in between the two, right?
Yes.
And then you went to do your master's
Yes,
with
I did.
Stanford. The A-list of where education is concerned, but then to come back to it all. Was there a moment, or you already, because sometimes you just know that you're predestined. You just know that this is your destiny, whether you want to choose it or not. Did you choose to be a politician, or was it something because you're the only, offspring of your parents that you had to take it forward?
Now, for me, it all fell
Was
into...
this already, given to you?
No, it all fell into place. I think this was in the year 2004 end or 2005. This was when Mr. Naidu lost as chief minister. And then I went to a marriage with him, and there were 5,000 people. And when he entered the room...
How old were you?
Back then I was 21.
So 21.
In 2021. So I just walked in with him into that room, and I saw 5,000 people just stand up with respect. And that's when I felt, no other field gives you, the power to do good and earn respect of people.
Is that
And
what you
that's when-
crave? Respect.
Absolutely.
Earn
Leaving
it.
a lasting legacy.
To earn that respect.
Yes. Work hard, leave a legacy. Through that, I believe that you can earn a respect.
So, Lokesh, that was your moment. There was a moment, there's a moment of epiphany. I've had it as a journalist. I'm sure you've had it. And was that your moment?
That was my aha moment. I must say.
Aha, that this is my
This
destiny.
is my
This is what
calling,
I need to
and
do.
this is what I should do.
At that point of time, did you know what you were in for?
Not at all.
No?
Because we always look up and say, yes, that's where I'll head, and that's my trajectory. But then it's a roller coaster ride, and it's been a fun experience. 12 years of it, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. 13 years actually now.
But it has been a roller coaster because,
Absolutely.
to say it, you've had to actually earn it. Year by year, bit by bit, and you've seen fair amount of setbacks.
Absolutely. I mean, with all fairness, I had the highest highs and the lowest lows. 2014 when I joined, I came to the forefront of politics, and the kind of announcements I made for the cadre and all that took me to a great high. But then we lost an election. That was my great low, and then we worked out. And I think that's just a cycle.
How big a hit was losing Mangalgiri in 2019?
Well, the first day I was upset, disappointed in myself, definitely in the people of Mangalgiri. But, that defeat created a sense of fire in
A
me.
very small margin.
Well, 5,300 votes.
But-
and it's a constancy that Telugu Desam Party only won once since its inception. So, if you look at me from outside, it might look like a journey is clear, a trajectory is clear, but I have always chosen a road less travel. And I chose a constancy that was one of the most difficult constancy of Telugu Desam Party. I lost, but I turned that defeat into hunger, passion, fire. I worked at it for 5 years. I contested from the same seat, and I won it with one of the highest majorities ever in the history of Andhra Pradesh, which is 91,000.
Could I say And you can correct me if I'm wrong, that there was that one moment when you wanted to be a politician, which was, of course, to see those 5,000 people get up in respect for
Yeah.
your father back in the days in 2004. That was your one moment. And then 2019 was another moment, correct?
Well, again, the highs and the lows. And it's
Mm-hmm.
about how do you take your lows. So I always tell myself that you should take your lows as you take your highs. And that's a very grounding experience. So that one day I was upset, obviously.
Did you cry?
No.
Why? Because men don't cry.
No, not necessarily. I think that's the stereotype that I'm trying to now change
We'll get to
through
it.
as an education minister. But
But you
men
were
do cry.
crushed.
Men do cry. Definitely. I had tears when Mr. Naidu was arrested. I had tears when I saw him in Rajahmundry jail. No second thoughts
That was a
about it.
tough time for your family.
It is. I think it's not about Mr. Naidu just being arrested. So when I went to see him in Rajahmundry jail, it's funny, I saw two plaques and both had Mr. Naidu's name. So the jail was modernized during his second term as chief minister. And the building where I met him was built during his third term as chief minister. And he's there.
And the two plaques which inaugurated by the then Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu.
And he is housed exactly in the same building. And it was, I felt it was very unfair. Because the man has given so much of his life for his people, his state. And the last thing you can say is he's corrupt. And that's not what he stands for. And we've always been very clear. And if you look at even the case, it's quite a silly case. But that apart, I felt it's very unfair on him. And seeing him at that age,
Mm-hmm.
I think it really moved me.
And that made you cry.
Absolutely. It did.
Oh, that I'm sure that was crushing.
It did.
I'm sure that was crushing.
And I really felt bad. I actually had tears in my eyes because I was thinking, after I came out, I felt, maybe I left a sense of guilt in my father, saying, because of me, my son is crying. Or my child is crying. I really felt bad. And I came back because I went with my mom, with my wife. I said, I shouldn't have done it. But then that moment, when you see him for the first time. And,
Lokesh, there's a picture of you sitting on the road right outside the jail. Do you know that, I think it's circulated quite a bit.
so this was not right outside the jail. So I was in midst of my Padyatra.
Okay.
So I came to the night hall location. I was walking. Then I get a call that police are mobilizing to where Mr. Naidu is. And Mr. Naidu was in Nandyal.
Mm-hmm.
And he was touring all the irrigation projects back then. So there's a lot of police mobilizing. And then, of course, we get on a strategy call. I call Mr. Naidu and we're having a detailed discussion. And there's a sense that I felt that he might be arrested.
Hmm.
So the night went on. Of course, they came. They said they're going to arrest him, but they're going to let him sleep till 6 in the morning. So they let him sleep. They wake him up at 6 and say, we're now arresting you. So obviously, as a son, I want to be next to my father, right? I mean, as a child, that's exactly what you would think. You want to be next to your parents. So I wanted to go there.
Mm-hmm.
The police didn't let me. And what appalled me is saying that, go in, take a rest. And I said, that doesn't work. It's my father. If you don't let me, I'm just going to sit on the road. And I sat on the road for almost 6-7 hours till they let me go and actually meet him and see him. So
It was, would you think that period because was trial by fire for you? Because you were outside? And because there, in hindsight, one can get poetic about things, because your father's practically risen from the ashes.
Yep.
He has. Not once, multiple times, but, this one in particular.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? And I still remember because as a journalist, we used to cover it, and there was this deep sense of isolation for the Naidu family at that point of time. Nobody wanted to touch you. Not the BJP, not the Congress, no one. There were at times, there was a bit of concern about the well-being of your father in jail.
Yep.
You voiced it yourself.
Yes.
So at that point of time, because that's a tough time, because you don't know that the future is going to be holding this, that you and I are going to be sitting across a table and you'll reflect on the time with a bit of melancholy, but knowing you came out. You didn't know you were going to come out there.
No, but people of Andhra Pradesh stood by us. I mean, if you look back, those 53 days,
Mm-hmm.
literally every other day there used to be a program and every night people would come out and stand in solidarity with Mr. Naidu. In Hyderabad, where there was a World Cup, sorry, it was not a World Cup, but a one-day series that was happening. And in Gachibowli Stadium, 45,000 IT professionals came out that day to stand in solidarity with Mr. Naidu. So I never felt I was alone or I was let down. Because Telugu people came out. People across the globe came out. Close to 120 countries. Telugu people came out.
Strangely, none of the Indian political parties did.
Well, Telugu
Did that
people,
teach you to be a politician?
no, Telugu people were with me, and for me that mattered the most. When my citizens are with me and they know the real value of Mr. Naidu and the work that he's done and how he's fundamentally changed their lives, that matters most.
But
And
did that break you into Indian politics, knowing that when push comes to shove and you were shoved quite into a corner, that no political outfit had your back, be it the BJP, who's your ally today, which is great, or the Congress at that point of time. The people you speak of with great reverence, and I get it because they got you back to power.
no, see, to be fair, Pavanji stood by me.
Mhm.
He came, he stood by me, he gave me a lot of strength, and he said, anything, I'm always there for you. I think after 2.5 weeks, Amit Bhai met me.
Dynamics
And he
had
gave me-
changed by then.
No, but I mean, it's 2.5 weeks, and they stood by me. It's not that I was just left high and dry. I mean, you have to state the fact, and both of them were very kind. And
Word has it that you waited for a very long time to get that meeting with the Home Minister.
so be it, because I never met the
Fair
Home
point.
Minister before it, right? Because I never took care of Delhi politics before that. It was always Mr. Naidu. There were two things that he said he would do, which one was legal, second one was Delhi. So that was my entry or foray into understanding Delhi.
That's exactly what I asked you.
And,
Did that break
I
you into
enjoyed.
politics?
Not politics, into Delhi.
Into Delhi. Okay.
Because by then I did.
Into the ways of.
No, I've understood Delhi better, and that
How does Delhi work? Make me understand.
I got to know people a lot closer, and to be fair, ever since that I've been able to reach out to people in different forums, formats,
And that you have to wait your time, it could come. And when it comes, you have to leverage it, which you, as a political party, you did.
Well, some call it leverage. The way I look at it is, it's about setting policies for the nation.
Fair point.
And if you look at Mr. Naidu, he's not always been about Andhra Pradesh or Telangana. He's been about India. And in that process, Andhra Pradesh benefited. Absolutely. We had the first mover advantage. But we have never ever blackmailed, or we have never held a government to ransom. We've never done that.
Why
We
do you
believe-
think there was so much vindictiveness at that point of time? Because there was. You could see it.
Well, that's something that you need to ask the other side. I don't, because Mr. Naidu never restricted them between 14 and 19. They could go anywhere, they could campaign anything, they could say whatever they want. He never took anyone to task. He gave the freedom, and freedom of speech, freedom of expression. And that's what Mr. Naidu always believed in. But then, of course, he was arrested 53 days. As you rightly said, when you look back, it sounds...
It's poetic.
it's
you
poetic,
feel,
exactly.
yeah.
It's poetic, but...
When you're there, I'm sure it's. I think you're making it sound easier than what it was.
No, it was tough. No second thoughts about it. There was a movement when my wife asked me, even after all this was when Mr. Naidu was in jail, she asked me, even after all this, do you want to be in politics? We've lived a life of great respect. Wherever we go, people respect us. But, look at him, he's in jail. Is this worth it? And that very night, the gratitude concert happened. And there were 45,000 people there. And we watched it on TV. And she realized that it's all worth it. So, again, politics has its highest highs and the lows are extremely low. But again, you should take it. And you should fight it out.
Do you think you've inherited that from your father? The destiny, political destiny. See, usually, do you believe in destiny? Do you believe in karma? Do you believe in a higher being? Do you believe in all of that, or are you a man of science?
No, I do believe that there's a greater force guiding us. No second thoughts about it. But at the same time, I believe that you need to work hard. There is no shortcut to anything. And you need to stand by what you believe in. It can be the road less traveled, right? But you need to travel on that road. You need to walk that path. And that's what defines you as a person. And that's exactly what I've done in my career, in my life.
So those 53 days is when you grew up a little?
You can say that?
Yes? Or
I think I always believed, I always knew what I stand for, who I am. And I knew that I always had a fighting spirit. So in my Padyatra, the first 30 days also, if you recall, my stool was pulled under me. They didn't allow me to even hold a mic. It was quite difficult. I had to fight my way every day. So I knew I had it in me, I can fight. I'm not scared. But I think that Mr. Naidu's detention for 53 days, I think, showed that fire and my courage to people of Andhra Pradesh.
And then you followed it up with the Padyatra.
Of course, nothing stops me. So I had to finish my Padyatra, and I wished I had more time.
Tell me exact how many days on the ground?
226 days, 3,132 kilometers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good 1,200 kilometers short of what I would like to have walked. Because, a Stanford MBA is good for business. Padyatra is good for politics. You learn a lot. You understand the terrain of your state or your country far better. You understand the problems far better. So when, your Karyakartas meet you or your MLAs meet you, you can connect with them much better.
Do you have an anecdote, not just your Karyakarta or anything during that Padyatra? Did you meet somebody that stayed with you?
Oh, quite a few.
Did you have an interaction that you'll remember?
Oh, quite a few, specifically 2 interactions. I remember very well. In one constituency, we were walking. This was the last village before my night halt. We were all hungry. So there was this lady sitting and making bondas. And I said, can I sit next to you? She said, absolutely, please do. So I asked her, what do you want from the government? And she said, Lokesh, I've been sitting here selling bondas for the last 30 years. I lost my husband to alcohol. I have 2 sons. I've educated them quite well, but they don't have jobs. So I'm not looking for a handout, no freebies. Please find them jobs. And the second incident was when a lady came and met me and she said, I want to have a one-on-one meeting. I said, we're all here, let's talk. She said, no, I want to talk to you one-on-one. I said, fair enough, so let's sit. So we sat in the bus and she said, she has 3 girls. The older girl was addicted to ganjai and she was physically abused for 30 days before the mother realized it. And she met me because she said, please refer me to CMC Vellore. And I want to take her for de-addiction. So that got me, that triggered my entire war on drugs. And the campaign, Drugs Oddu Bro, which means don't take drugs, bro. So, these are movements that actually fundamentally, stuck with me. And there are many more like this.
Something that you don't learn in Stanford.
No, absolutely not. I mean, you can have case studies around it.
True.
But when you live, breathe, when you talk to them directly, it's very different. In that sense.
So it's interesting because, like you said, business comes from Stanford. And not just politics, also the polity comes from the Padyatras of, getting to know the people more. But okay, I'm going to just go right back to the aloo bondas. You did have a thing for food, didn't you?
I always loved food. I think I got it from my grandfather.
Your grandfather right there.
Yes.
So...
and my mom.
And your mother. You were, why I'll say it is, okay, because I used to be a fat kid.
Yeah.
So, were you also a fat kid?
Absolutely. I was very chubby. And before 2019 also I was chubby.
I know because why I say that is, I'm just building the ground. I don't know, are you going to take offense? Because a lot of politicians from the YSRCP at that point of time made a lot of fun about your weight. Was that the trigger to lose it?
No, my wife was the trigger to lose weight. And COVID was the trigger. So I couldn't cheat on my meals anymore.
Yeah, and
so the lockdown helped her to, straighten me and make sure I'm on my health trajectory.
Right.
In that sense.
How much weight did you lose?
I lost close to 30 kgs.
Oh, wow.
It was fun. I mean, I got a lot of time to spend with Brahmi because we've always had a long distance marriage. So it was amazing to spend time with her and discover my health journey in that sense.
Yeah, and lose half a person. 30 kilos is
almost.
Practically almost half a person.
Half a person, yes.
So not bad. That was. And are you into fitness now? Eating healthy, is that, or is it still?
I try. If my wife doesn't follow me, I cheat on food. I love food, but I continue to track myself definitely, and I'm not getting any younger in that sense. So I am paying attention to what I eat.
42 is young. 42 is very young. I'm exactly the same age, so it's very young.
We are young.
We are very young right now. Yes. But okay, no. So how open are you to talk about your personal life?
Always open. I mean, personal life of a politician.
Because there's personal and then because a lot of you're a public figure, so your personal is public.
Exactly.
Somewhere down the line. Okay, so tell me about your marriage.
Oh, so it's an arranged marriage, though she's my mama's daughter. So Brahmne and I have known each other since our childhood.
We don't do that so much in the north.
It's very common in the south.
I hear.
It's very common. And generationally, it's funny that at least one of them has it. So in my generation, it was me. So Mama's daughter, I've always known her. And it was an arranged marriage. Both of us we got married very young.
You know, if I decide to do that in the north from where I come from, Haryana, I'd be killed. There's honor killing on that account. I'm just giving like that. They're so different in terms of cultures.
Well, every state is different.
I agree.
And even regions within the states have different belief systems. So yeah, we got married very young. She was 19, I was 24.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
Practically grew up together.
Absolutely. And this August is going to be our 19th wedding anniversary.
Congratulations. Touch wood. I would really... That's
it's been an amazing journey for both of us. And
tell me something. How do you do your marriage differently from what you spoke of your father and your mother? And why I ask you this question is because you said your father was never around.
Yeah.
Are you also never around, or you do that differently?
So I always said I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't commit that same mistake.
But are you committing the same mistake?
I am. I'm a weekend father. But when I do spend time with my son, I really spend time with him.
And your wife?
So, absolutely. Same thing. I'm a weekend husband.
You know, I'll pull out something. This was my research team had gave me. You know, I think it's cute, but many would think it's corny. It's your 2019 anniversary wish. I would think it'd be around the same time, like you said, in August. So you actually tweeted out.
Yeah.
It says 12 years, 144 months, 4,383 days. Oh Lord, how many hours to the seconds, to the minutes, to the seconds. I don't know, okay, there is a long figure here. You even counted the seconds.
Yeah.
Not a second out of those went by without me loving you from the bottom of my heart. Happy anniversary. You know, some would find it corny, some would find it very cute. What did your wife find this? Did she say, what are you doing? Or did she say, how cute?
No, we always spend our wedding anniversary together, so I'm sure she never read that tweet.
You're kidding me. Is she the one for public display of affection?
Oh, no, she's not.
Are you still the one?
I do that. I mean, definitely I like to give her a kiss before I, go out of house. It means a lot for me, personally. But saying that, for us, the time around our wedding anniversary is sacrosanct. We spend time together, what come may. So we lock ourselves out, we spend time together.
What's a date night like for you guys? Do you guys have date nights?
At home.
Only at home?
At home. So we don't get privacy if we go out, unless I'm outside the country.
That's a pity, no?
It's fine. I mean, I've chosen my own career, so Brahmani's having to pay a price for it. But at home, we get a lot of time. We spend time together.
So what's it like? It's movie. What do you guys do?
Or good food. So
she
enjoys good food, a good meal. So we spend time together, like a 3-4 hour long multi-course dinner. And that's our date night.
Do you guys take holidays?
We do.
Tell me something. Are you the one? Because why I ask is because there's a perception nowadays, especially in politics, that you have to be a 24/7 politician. You gave your own father's example that it took you 16 years to actually go out on a holiday with your father. You're the new generation. And usually politicians are berated for taking a holiday, taking time out, stepping or going abroad. Do you think it's correct? Why shouldn't politicians get a break?
I do believe politicians need a break.
No second thoughts about it.
But politics is 24/7. So when I am on the break, my phone is with me. And I'm hyperactive on WhatsApp. So I do respond on issues. I follow up. I track issues. But saying that, end of the day, politicians also have families. And, we have to definitely spend time with our own family. Because, Lokesh was able to do a Padyatra because my wife supported me. I'm able to do what I want to do today because she supports me. All out. Unquestioned. So that's very, very important. And it's very important that we connect. We spend time together. We bond over various things.
And also to spend time, you have a 9-year-old.
Absolutely. With my son. He's growing up. And then
turning out to be quite a chess champ, I hear.
He is. He's setting world records.
Exactly.
Gets it from his mother, not me. He's an avid reader.
You're a proud father, aren't you?
I am. But I take no credit for it. So Brahmani has really molded him well. And he's an avid reader. He doesn't get phone at home at all. No iPads, no laptops, no phones. So
no screen time at all?
No, he gets screen time for schoolwork, any homework. And then he gets to watch one movie a week. and that's it. No screen time apart from that. So he loves to read books. He
Nice.
finishes a book. Given a chance, he will finish a book a day. But then the doctor said, "Okay, slow down, boy. You're gonna have it's not easy on your eyes." So he pretty much completes one book a week,
Mhm.
which I can't do.
What's the parenting style? Okay, so what is it? 30, 70? 70% your wife, 30% you?
90% wife, 10% me.
That's that.
I think that's the reality
There
of
you've
life.
taken after your father, huh?
But I do, but I do try and spend more time with him than my father did with me. But surprisingly, my father also does spend a bit more time with Devansh than he did
Than
with
he
me.
did with you.
And I insist he does that because a lot of the values come from the grandparents.
Yes.
And we are a joint family, so we live under the same roof, and I believe in the importance of it.
So how
Yes.
often do you guys connect?
Uh,
Is it that, okay,
yes,
at
we are
least,
geographically dislocated, I agree, but we try and connect at least once every 15 days.
okay, so that's a family date that is set.
Family, we at least spend, like again, we have our work, during that day, we'll go about doing what we have to do,
Mhm.
but at least we meet for 2 meals. So breakfast and dinner, we try and meet up for 2 meals.
And then there's a conversation where you catch
Yeah.
up on what each of you have been up to.
Absolutely. So we are a very small family. I'm the only child. I have
Yeah.
only one child. We're an extremely small family. So, but we spend time in exchanging what's happened, what are the hits, what are the misses, where do we need help? Because mom takes care of philanthropy, Brahmani is busy with business, dad and I are full-time politicians. So there are multiple moving parts of the family, and we reconnect.
Has
over
there been a
dinner.
family holiday?
Once a year.
Where
Once
the
a year.
CM comes,
Once a year, in power, out of power,
non-negotiable.
non-negotiable. My mom is very clear about it. The family has to go on a break. We did that for my father's birthday recently. So all of
Okay.
us went out together. We spent time
Where did you
together.
guys go?
We went to Italy.
Went to?
Italy.
Italy is beautiful. Did
It
you
was
enjoy
gorgeous.
it? Yeah.
So he had more privacy there. And for me,
Yes.
that was more important. So he has a sense of privacy. So it was nice to see him actually walk on the streets and just spend time in a cafe and actually have a casual conversation.
Can he do that? Because, some people are so wired that they just cannot do it.
Oh, Mr. Naidu is extremely versatile. I mean, he can switch conversations from a deep political analysis to quantum computing to a family conversation and go back to how's business doing and what's the EBITDA margins like, what's competition about.
Lokesh, I'm so glad, because I think it's so important because that you normalize taking a break.
Yeah.
It's important to normalize these things because because nowadays if you ask a politician that when did you go out for a break, they'll say, इसके बाद बात करेंगे हम तो छुट्टी पे ही नहीं जाते, we never take a break, but it's important to do so.
It is. I
I
mean,
think
we are
for
also
everyone,
humans, right?
everyone needs a break. I agree.
You need a break also to sort of take a step back and reflect
Mhm.
on what's happened. And I try to do that at least once every 4 months. These are short breaks. I mean, I go for
Fair
3-4 days, but it gives me a lot of time to reflect. What are my hits? What are my misses? What are the things that I would correct?
Mhm.
And that time to reflect is very important because otherwise politics is full time. It's 24/7. My phone rings at 1 in the morning. I do get to it. But then you need the time off. You need the time off to just pull back and think. And that's how I use my breaks.
Yes, one could say that destiny pre-scripted your entry into politics. You have a very similar predicament with a 9-year-old child right now. You have a 9-year-old son
Yeah.
who's excelling in chess, who reads a lot. Does he understand the burden that he bears, which he might need to carry in the future?
No, it's again left to him. I mean, he's seeing all sides of the family. So whenever there's any major event in the philanthropic arm, he spends time with my mom. He definitely visits the field with my wife. Summers, he's sent to a plant to spend some time, understand what does it take to build a dairy business, to understand that there's a farmer and there's a liter of milk coming in from that farmer.
Mm-hmm.
And then that is why we're such a relatively large dairy business. And then he's seen the political side of things. So he's come, he's participated in my Padyatras, he's of course seen my interviews on TV. He understands this. So he understands, and we expose him as much as possible to all sides of the family. He, of course, my father-in-law is a popular actor, so he does whenever he wants, he goes, spends time on the sets to understand what does it take to be a movie star.
If he says, screw everything else, I'm going to be a movie star.
That's his decision.
Really?
That is his decision.
And you'd be okay with it?
I'll be okay with it. But I'll explain what are the... I'll do a nice SWOT analysis, explain it to him and say, you need to work hard.
Would you, in your heart, would you like it if he becomes a politician?
Again, it's not for me to decide, right? It's for him
Yeah.
to decide. I don't want him to choose a career that he would regret. And, I don't want him to be forced into something that he doesn't like.
Mm-hmm.
And then, I would definitely dread that he would hold it against me for the rest of his life. So it's for him to decide. He can decide whichever career
He's
path
got a
he
lot
wants
of time. There's a lot of chess playing and
to. Absolutely. I mean,
cows to milk before he decides what he needs to do.
absolutely.
You're a young politician. You're 42. You've got a worldview. You've studied abroad. You've come back and seen, what the ground situation is. You've been in the back of beyond the heat of dust of politics in Andhra Pradesh. You have a young boy that you're bringing up. Might be just 70-30, but co-parenting. There is a lot wrong with not just Andhra politics, but politics across where gender is concerned.
Yep.
That sexism, casual sexism in Andhra politics, in Indian politics,
Yep.
is huge. Everyday sexism in daily life is huge.
Yes.
You seem to understand that because you're vocal about it. One of the very few leaders, and I would think the other ones, maybe a God of Gogoi that at least I've seen, who are openly vocal about it.
Yeah.
And it usually comes from politicians who are your age, who are young. Because if I try and have this conversation with somebody who is, say, of a certain age, they don't understand what is it, what is sexism, what is casual sexism. How do you wish to correct it?
No, for me...
And you've been a victim of that. I'm sorry,
Exactly. So actually, I was actually going to say that it all started when they offended my mother in the assembly. I have seen the toll it took on her. I mean, a month and a half to recover from it. And then I went back to understand the root of it. And why is it that people take it so casually to say such words? And it's not just men, it's also women.
True, I 100%
Women politicians also who use such words. And that really offended me. And during my Padyatra also, if you noticed, I spoke about it every day.
Yes.
I said colloquial words like, are you wearing bangles? Are you wearing a sari? Don't cry like a girl. Don't behave like a girl. I said these are things that we need to delete from our vocabulary. We should not even think about it. And I became the education minister. So I said, great, let's start from here. So if you look at it, first and second grade textbooks, they are pictures of household work, and they're all of women doing it. We've changed it. We made it 50-50.
I'm so glad.
And I think it all starts with education. It all starts with primary education. And yesterday also we did this mega parent-teacher meeting, and I spoke about it there.
Mm-hmm.
And I said that, if you want to see that change in society, that change should start at home. And that's very, very important. And this is something that as a party we stand by, and personally it's important for me. And I also believe that, Indian movies also have to transform themselves and not use such colloquial words that, look down upon women. So for me, I think that is very important. And historically, if you've seen anywhere where women are respected, that's when society really emerges. And that's a developed society or economy. It's not just about money.
How do you, that's superb. And it's, I am really glad, and I think I speak for a lot of women in this country, that you're bringing it in and weaving it into the education, especially primary education. But explain that dichotomy. Because at home, your wife takes care of most of the stuff, which is including you, including the bringing up of your son.
Yeah.
So where it is household works, do you contribute?
Absolutely.
You do.
Absolutely. Wherever possible, I help. And see, when we were married, and we were in the US, we would spend 50-50. Laundry, household chores.
It's split.
Absolutely.
It used to be split at least.
Used to be a split.
You do know your wife's going to be watching this broadcast.
Absolutely,
so
I'm sure she will.
If it's not split, then...
It is split. She knows it. And even today, if there's any work to do, I believe it's our responsibility and we should do it. Why should we hesitate?
Fair point. So your son is actually watching a holistic household come together where, work is split not on the basis of gender, but
See, it's not just about work, right? It's about how men and women respect each other at home.
yeah.
The language that's used. So the child sees that. So
Yeah.
if the child is, coming up in a house where women are verbally abused, they would feel that okay, this is the norm.
Mhm.
So in our house, it's very clear. So Devansh understands both sides quite well, and he understands the importance of respecting women.
I wish you more power, especially as an education minister, to push this point through. Because you're right, it stems from education.
It does, and you will see substantive change in the next 5 years because we are talking about it. The chief minister is talking about it. Our deputy chief minister is talking about it.
I want
Something we're very
to, all
passionate
this
about.
serious and emotional conversation, I want to switch to something fun. And your deputy CM is a lot of fun. Is he?
He's an amazing person.
Really? Is he as eccentric as he looks to be?
No, he comes from a place of deep thought.
He's not as eccentric.
No.
No.
No,
Is
absolutely
he
not.
funny?
He is. You can have an amazing conversations with him, and I've had many. When you do something good, he does appreciate you, and when he disagrees with you, he does tell you, maybe you should do this way. He gives you a lot of feedback.
What was the last time he disagreed with you?
With me, not yet.
You just said he disagrees with you.
Not with me.
Then, okay, what has he disagreed with
no,
your
on-
father?
No, on various policy matters, he would have his opinion. He says maybe we should look at it differently.
Which policy does he want to do differently?
Well, that is Chattama's rule, so I can't bring those out here.
Okay.
But he
Fair
has his
point.
way of expressing things that he won't like, or we should probably look at things a bit differently, and he does express it.
Has he converted you into a full Sanatani yet?
Well, see, I'm a Hindu. I'm a proud Hindu,
Mm-hmm.
and at the same time, I respect other religions also.
No, fair point.
As
Did he
simple
make
as
you?
that.
Did he make you go to Kumbh with your entire family and take the dip? Was it
Not
him?
at all. That
Not
was
at them. That's what you wanted to
See,
do.
it is not about someone telling you to do it. It should come from your heart,
Mm-hmm.
and you should like to do it. That's something personal for me.
Fair
I
point.
wanted to do it. I wanted to go with my family, so 3 of us went together, and we did it together. And this is something that we enjoyed. And when Mr. Naidu was in judicial remand, Brahmani and I felt that we should visit all the Shakti Peethas together. So that's personal for us, right?
Fair
So
point.
no one tells you to do it.
No,
We
fair
do it
point.
because it's from bottom of my heart.
So tell us something about Mr. Pawan Kalyan and his way of functioning. I'm just doing it from the virtue of because everything about Pawan Kalyan goes viral. I want it in this podcast. So tell us something.
No, he's an amazing individual.
Uh-huh.
He has a lot of thought.
Give me an
A lot
anecdote.
of depth. No, he has a lot of thought and depth on things on which he professes. When I renamed all the schemes away from politicians' names to important leaders from Andhra Pradesh and leaders of India, he vocally appreciated it. In the cabinet, he spoke about it. So he's a man with a lot of passion to do good. It's there in his heart, and he brings it out.
Does he bring that whole the aura of films and an actor into his form of governance?
See, Telugu Desam Party was founded by a film star.
Yes.
So, Andhra has seen that journey of a film star governing the state. So, definitely it brings his passion and his energy to governance.
Let me also address, we're talking about the Deputy Chief Minister, the elephant in the room. Do you know what I'm going to ask you?
Well, you should ask.
Huh? You know.
Well, that seems to be the flavor of the season.
Which is?
The Deputy Chief Minister.
Yes.
Yeah,
Are you on your way to being one?
absolutely not.
Not at all.
Not at
Why
all.
is
I've
that?
never aspired.
Nobody's
fact-
asking whether you've aspired
No,
or
in
not.
fact,
Do they
I-
want to make you the Deputy Chief Minister?
I don't even see the need. Because I'm able to accomplish what I want to accomplish by being a minister in Mr. Naidu's cabinet and being a faithful Karyakarta of Telugu Desam Party. I'm able to do what I want to, what I believe I should do, and how I should contribute to the state.
Are you saying Deputy Chief Ministers are ineffectual?
Not at all.
So then why not?
I don't see a need. When I'm able to deliver what I want to deliver in my current portfolio and in my as a minister, so I don't see a need for elevation.
Why is
beyond
there
this.
so much chatter around it though?
And chatter is chatter.
So there's been no internal chatter.
Absolutely
Has
not.
anyone spoken to you about it?
Absolutely not.
Your father?
The conversation never came up.
With your father?
Absolutely not.
With your team?
No.
They don't want you to be deputy CM, your team.
It's just been 13 months since the government has been formed, since I became the Minister for Education and IT. There's so much more that I need to do in my own portfolios.
Another 13 months then?
There's no need. At least for the next 5 years, I don't see any promotion required for me. I'll happily go about doing what I need to do.
So you're saying for next 5 years, we can quit talking about Nara Lokesh being the next deputy CM of the state?
Absolutely.
So you're cutting the chatter right here.
Absolutely. I want to put a full stop to that chatter.
You want to put a full stop to that chatter.
Yes.
Okay. Fine. We've put a full stop. So do you understand that there's a lot of comparison? Okay, we'll come to that later. Let me ask you this question. You watch Bollywood,
Not as much as I would like to,
but do you enjoy it?
yes, I do. Of course, I enjoy movies. I just don't get enough of time to watch it.
You do enjoy it though. You have a favorite?
Favorite?
An actor?
Of course, Amitabh Ji.
Amitabh Ji, no new age actor.
I like everyone, so I watch everyone's movies. I'm not fixed on one actor in that sense.
Let me ask you a double-edged question. What do you make of Nepo kids? Both in films and politics.
See, again, it's like me commenting about myself from different lens, right? From the outside world. There's a lot of depth to every individual, and we always look at the few who might distort the norm. But there's so many more people actually working hard to really set a legacy, and in some cases even continue a legacy. So it's very unfair that it's held against them. And so there's this whole talk that a politician's child should not be a politician. Then my question to them is then the case should be that the IAS officer's child should not aspire to be an IAS officer, or a doctor's child should not aspire to be a doctor. But then if they can do it, then why not a politician? And it's simple, right? The doors do open for being a child, but a son or a daughter. But at the same time, it's the people who decide whether you can sit in that room or not.
That's true.
In 2019, they decided that, oh boy, work five more years, work hard, show us what you can do. And then with a resounding mandate, they sent me to the house.
Okay, so you don't watch much Bollywood. Do you watch Hollywood?
Not much.
So how do you unwind? What do you do in the end of the day? Do you listen to music?
Spend time with my wife. Spend time in the gym. That's my way to unwind.
That's your way to unwind. Do you read?
No, I'm a very bad reader. I keep joking. I keep telling my team that I have attention deficit disorder. Any brief more than three pages, I'm like, no, it's not going to work. So let's keep it to maximum 3 pages so I can understand the subject much better.
So no music also?
Not much.
OTT? Do you stream? Do you binge watch?
Yes.
What
All
are you
of us
streaming
do.
now?
Right now, good question actually. Last movie I watched.
But be truthful.
Last movie I watched was F1.
F1.
F1, the
Okay.
movie. That was amazing.
Okay.
That was good. And last night I watched Top Gun again. But that's it.
Top Gun
TV
again.
shows, nothing that I'm on right now.
Nothing that you're on right now. Okay. I want to, just draw a comparison and correct me if I'm wrong, which I have a feeling which you will. But do you see any similarities between you and Rahul Gandhi? You're talking about Nepo kids. We began from there. But like I said, you can correct me, which I know you will. But let's...
Apart from having a legacy, I think, we have a completely different trajectory.
Both of you guys had a tough time in the beginning where politics was concerned.
All of us did. It's not just about Rahul Ji or Lokesh. Everyone did. Ram had his own challenges. Udayinidhi had his own challenges. Every politician
True.
has their own challenges.
So you don't see any similarity with him at all?
Absolutely not.
No?
We have our own different ways.
Okay, tell me what you
his
respect.
party is
Do
a
you
national
respect
party.
anything about him? Because you've gone on record to say that he ripped off, I think, the direct cash transfer scheme that he was suggesting at one point of time for the youth. So, you said that was yours to begin with.
In 2009, I did propose the DBT. You have to give it to Rahul Ji because, he did walk. I understand the challenges of a Padyatra.
That's why I'm trying to, because
and it's not easy.
The Padyatra had a tough time in the beginning, came from legacy which could be so overwhelming. So, Very similar in those
Absolutely.
days.
No, I mean, see, every legacy has good and bad.
True.
So if you look at the good part of any legacy, I mean, especially his legacy, he's done a lot. I mean, he's walked. I think he's slowly understanding the nuances of Indian politics and the diversity of each state, because India is very complex.
True.
And when I look at Andhra Pradesh, we have 175 constituencies, and I keep thinking to myself that every constituency is different. The thought process is very different. Regional challenges are very different. So it's very important for a leader to understand those nuances.
Why I bring it in is because it was a Padyatra that, and you're always free to, correct me, that turned around your political career. Suddenly people started looking at Nara Lokesh, speaking about Nara Lokesh. Even, and I'll give you an example, in my newsroom, the buzzword of Nara Lokesh was only when you got onto that yatra.
Yeah.
Right? So that, and it was very similar trajectory with Rahul Gandhi. Nobody took him seriously before he got onto that Bharat Jodo Yatra, the first one.
Yep.
So that's why.
Yep.
So, and similar in a lot of ways there, of understanding your audience, your people, the polity.
Yeah, I know. And also meeting your own leaders, spending time with them day in, day out. So I would conclude anywhere between 6:30 to 8:30 in the evening, depending on the day. And then I would spend good hour and a half spending time with them, just sitting, chit-chat, and reflecting on my day. You learn a lot. In that
So you give him that due.
Absolutely. I mean, if you look at it, the Honorable Prime Minister has also spent a night in 90% of the mandals of India since his early days. That's how you understand India. That's how you understand the complexities of India. That's how you understand, you'll appreciate, regional necessities. And that's very important for a politician.
Do you feel the need to bring the Prime Minister when I ask you about Rahul Gandhi? Allegiance has to be...
Not at all. I'm just stating a fact, which is that, you learn things from different leaders. And, when I spent time with Honorable Prime Minister, that's one thing that really amazed me. That he has visited 90% of the mandal, spent a night, and I reflect, I look back at myself, and that's what helped me in the case of Andhra Pradesh. And I regret that I couldn't do the 1200 kilometers that I thought I wanted.
Yeah, you've said that a couple of times.
Because there are parts of Andhra Pradesh that I'm still to understand to the depth that I did in the parts that I walked. So when you walk day in, day out, when you're there day in, day out, when you spend a night.
Do you think Rahul Gandhi is on the right track with what he's doing right now? The Samvidhan copy, talking about issues which are seemingly emotive, and, there is a contrary opinion on that as well. But do you think somewhere down the line has he come into his own, or do you think he's still at sea?
Time will tell.
What do you think?
I think time will tell. It's too early.
It's too early.
It's too early.
When do you think time is going to tell?
Everyone's guessing. Your guess is as good as mine. But see, politics is about consistency. And it's about when you believe in something, your ability to see it through. And that's very important. And again, I do agree that all of us need time off, but politics is 24/7. You have to be available for your karyakartas. You have to be available for your leaders.
You're saying he's not?
He's not spending enough of time, is what I hear. Again, this is hearsay. I don't know him. I've never met him.
You've never met him?
I've never met him. So it will be very unfair for me to pass a judgment.
Fair point. Yeah. Who do you look up to? I've read quite often that you speak very fondly of Vajpayee ji.
Of course, yeah.
Who else do you look up to? And, why Vajpayee?
Internationally, Lee Kuan Yew is a politician. I just adore. In India, if you look at Vajpayee ji's generation, it's definitely Vajpayee ji. And the reason is the purity of his love and the unconditional way, he would embrace policies, implement them. Even if he's getting flack from his alliance partners, if he believed in something, he would actually see it through. And the greatness in Vajpayee ji, I remember so well. Mr. Naidu didn't agree with Vajpayee ji on his choice of president of India. And Vajpayee ji had the magnanimity to see, understand the viewpoint of Naidu and the greater interest of India, and actually agree with him. It's not easy for a prime minister to agree with the viewpoint of a chief minister. He did, and there were many instances like this, where policies were created for the nation. If you look at all the major policies, the true transformation of India's economy happened because of the policies that came in during the tenure of Vajpayee.
You'll say I'm putting you in a spot, but would you wish to compare the Vajpayee era of coalition, because your father was a part of that, and by default now you're also a part of, with your father, of a new coalition within the NDA and under Prime Minister Modi,
See, end of the day, leaders will have their own means,
and their own styles.
no second thoughts about it, but the ends are the same.
What's the style of Mr. Modi?
Honestly,
As an ally, I'm just asking you
if
as
you
an
asked
ally.
me this question about the Honorable Prime Minister pre-24, I would have had a very different opinion, because again, it would have been hearsay, because this is what I heard, is what I would say. But I'm lucky that I got to know the Honorable Prime Minister personally, and he was also very kind to spend time, and his ability to connect across subjects and the depth that he has on each subject simply amazes me. His ability to understand the regional tastes and foods, the varietals of Andhra Pradesh, amazed me in that sense. And when we would when I gave feedback on 2-3 things, and he would remember. He would come back, and he would say, you told me that day this like this, and you delivered on this. So it simply amazes me how he's able to keep a track of so many things.
Correct me if I'm wrong, again, that the alliance with Mr. Vajpayee, and I'm just inferring it from with what you've just said, at that point of time was more affectionate, the alliance that your father had, and now seems a little more transactional.
Absolutely not.
Why?
I've just seen the bromance between Modi ji and Mr. Naidu. Whenever we give feedback on various bills, or we request that this requires a deeper discussion, they're allowing it. They're willing to discuss. They're not shutting the doors on any discussion, and they're able to understand the context and the value that Telugu Desam Party is actually adding.
So you're saying there's a lot of give and take, and
it's not about give and take. It's about taking feedback.
So they do take feedback.
Absolutely.
Do they implement the feedback, or they take feedback and they do what they have to do?
If you look at on the various bills, Telugu Desam Party gave feedback, and majority of the points were actually implemented.
Which ones?
If you look at the Waqf bill,
Waqf bill is a touchy topic. We'll talk about that.
It is. We went to JPC. We gave 3 amendments. All 3 were included. One subject that we felt required a greater look into is having a non-Muslim be part of the board. Because for us, contextually, it was very simple that would we allow a non-Hindu to be part of TTD or endowment in Andhra Pradesh? And we gave that feedback. And that was when Amit Bhai announced that power will be given to states to decide. So we are playing a role that a political party should play. So we never said that we are against anything, but we said, there should be a greater discussion. And that's what happened. And I believe we have a fantastic bill today.
Some would say that it's a very transactional relationship, because the TDP is only looking at its own interest and what it can extract, keeping in mind the number of MPs that you have to hold this government together. And where the TDP is looking at it at its own interest and what it can get from the government for your state, which is a new state, and you need a lot of hand-holding, understandably, both financial and otherwise, and not really playing the role of maybe what the TDP should play at a larger level, because there are lots of questions that have been raised against the government. And the Waqf bill was one of those many.
See, we are part of the government.
True.
So whatever conversations we have with them, or whatever points of discussions we have with them, we have it within the 4 walls of a room. There's no need to go out and shout. We are part of the government. And
what have you disagreed on with the government, which you wouldn't want to tell us?
On the Waqf bill, we gave amendments. So all the 3 amendments that we gave were actually admitted. And even having a non-Muslim on the board, that's something that we felt was not right. And the power was given to the state. So we are playing a constructive role. See, look at Telugu Desam since 94. We've always played an important role in national politics. And we've always played in the interest of the nation. And in the process, state benefited. So if you look at, allowing privatizing airport, PPP in airports. Now, the first airport is the Hyderabad airport. We benefited out of it, but that was a policy for the nation. Telecom deregulation was a policy for the nation. We were one of the very first states to give right of way free of cost for telecom providers. So we set precedences, which is in the interest of the nation. So while we are a regional party, we are very focused on, two states. It doesn't, but we are Indians first.
Coming back to the Waqf bill and the support that you showed, do you think it came at a political risk? And why I say it came at a political risk is, I'll just give you figures. Now, this is CSDS data, right? So you have a huge chunk of Muslim votes, your party, right? Where Andhra Pradesh is concerned. Now, this is just data that I'm quoting off the bat. 46% Muslims voted for your party in 2019. You tie up with the BJP, that drops to 32.4%. This is in 2024. I'm just quoting figures. So clearly you can see a huge drop with that tie-up with the Bharatiya Janata Party. Now you've backed the Waqf bill. You've said that you've taken care of the interest, by putting forth the 3 amendments that you speak of, where the Waqf bill is concerned. And at least for your state, it's watertight.
Yes.
But there's a larger narrative that is running across the country that this government is possibly, many would suggest, discriminatory when it comes down to certain religions and minorities. How do you look at that? Let me ask you this. Do you accept that there is a narrative?
There is a narrative, yes. Do I agree with it? Absolutely not. Why are we looking at people as sheer voting bloc? Why are we not discussing what's right for them? What is in their interest? Let's talk, now that we're talking about the Waqf bill, let's talk about it, right? Historically, who enjoyed it? Did the fruits of the Waqf bill actually come to the poor Muslims? Or let's talk about triple talaq. These are all very deep-rooted changes that were required. And the government is bold enough to actually bring about those changes. And I believe it is an interest of the Muslims.
I agree with you.
No second thought about it.
I agree with you. Okay, on these 2 points, I will agree with you. But let me, it'd be unfair of me as a journalist if I don't touch on, a few other points. And I would talk about the Supreme Court came in when we spoke about the bulldozers that are, many would say, discriminatory to one particular community, are rolling over houses. As we speak right now, there is this huge debate in Uttar Pradesh where a Padyatra is on while people are holding placards saying, I'm a Hindu. And shops which are Muslim run are being made to shut down. There is, there is a narrative. Now, is it something that you don't want to really address because your interests are taken care of?
No, we do talk about it. We do discuss about it. But again, it's between the 4 walls. We are part of the ruling dispensation.
Fair point. So you do make
whatever conversations we've had is that, end of the day, we all believe that it's India first. And we're Indians. So let's not confuse things. So terrorists are different, Indians are different.
True.
With that, all of us have different faiths. We follow our own religions. We have a right to follow our own religions. So that is something that I believe that the government is allowing. And no one's stopping it in that sense.
The other thing which is sensitive is, and you've really stood up for it, and the only reason I bring it up is because I was reading some of the research that I have, is you've constantly spoken of freedom of speech. And that nobody should be penalized for expressing what, their thoughts and their opinion was. Now, that is another debate that is playing out on a national level, where if you look at the Freedom of Expression Index, we fall on multiple points, press freedom, we fall on multiple points. So Nara Lokesh, who's very vocal and speaks vociferously for freedom of expression, does that echo on a national stage at all? Or that is, again, the 4 walls that we speak of?
No. I mean, see, end of the day, different states have different leaders and different leaders have different belief systems. What I can speak for is in Andhra Pradesh. Opposition is going around free. There's no second thoughts about it. No one is stopping him. No one is tying ropes to his house or doing any house arrest. We are actually against it. We don't believe in the concept of house arrest. until unless it has anything to do with extreme law and order situation. So we don't believe in it, we don't do it. If it's also done, we frown upon it. And that's our belief system. So politically, we believe in that. And we followed it through.
For your state.
Yes, for Andhra Pradesh. See, please keep in mind that Telugu Desam party is a regional party.
Got it.
We are not a national party.
Got it. So this conversation ends here.
I'm just stating a fact.
I agree with your fact.
I don't believe that
I agree.
anyone should.
You are a regional party.
I am a regional
You're
party.
a part of a larger alliance which supports a government in the center.
Absolutely.
And the day you decide to step back, that government's in trouble.
Why would I? Why would we?
I'm not asking. I'm just saying. I'm stating facts.
Absolutely.
You said you're a regional party. I say you're supporting the government in the center.
The matter of fact remains is that we have the right Prime Minister at the right time for our nation. And this is something that even Mr. Naidu has explained, made it very clear. And we have supported him. And
You've
we will
spoken very
continue
fondly of Mr. Modi. You have.
Absolutely,
Multiple
I have.
times.
Multiple times.
And you do. There's a sense of affection that you have. I can see that every
Absolutely,
time.
I do. I do admire the Prime Minister. See, end of the day, every leader has his own styles. And we can sit here and talk about their weaknesses. But let's once look at their strengths.
Fair point.
Appreciate what they're doing for a nation. Look at the India's standing at the global level in terms of the respect that Indians today get globally. And look at the kind of work that we are now able to do. A lot of money is getting poured into research, next generation technologies. Look at the kind of startups that are now emerging out of India.
No, and I'll give you
various
an
other
example.
sectors.
I agree with you because I think the Prime Minister has been very excited about AI, which is, just your piece of
Absolutely.
cake.
No, the Prime Minister is really excited about quantum computing.
Yes.
And Andhra Pradesh will be getting its first quantum computer next year, and that will be the first one in South Asia.
That's super.
And we are going to support the quantum mission. From there, we go all the way to yoga. There's so much that's happening.
No, I get it.
And
And I'm
I
going to
think-
come back to AI and quantum computing, but you speak of regional issues and you speak of that, you've not done what your predecessor did, right? And you're different. Your form of governance is different.
Absolutely.
But the kind of, with what you claimed was that vindictiveness that you were shown at that particular time,
Yeah.
there is deep, I don't know if it's resentment or whatever that might be, political, but what was political is now also personal with Jagan. Do you agree?
Not at all.
There's nothing personal,
I have nothing.
despite of what you say he did to you and your family.
I've seen many Jagans. It's nothing new. I've seen his father. I've seen various other chief ministers in Andhra Pradesh. Different leaders have different styles. Why should I resent him? He did what he did, and he paid a price for it, and he'll continue to pay a price. People are not willing to accept him. So just because he did it doesn't mean I'm going to follow the same path. I don't believe in it.
So it's only political. There is zero personal
Absolutely. Just look at it. Look at
grouse.
Telugu Desam party's performance in the last 13 months. When one of her karyakarta spoke out of line against Jagan's wife, a case was established and we sent him to jail. We didn't even hesitate. We didn't even blink an eye. Whilst today, even now, their leaders continue to verbally abuse our women legislatures. Recently, an incident happened where one of their ex-MLA spoke vocally against a woman legislature, spoke about her character. So people are seeing this. That's why they went from 151 seats to 11. There is a reason for it, and he'll continue to pay the price for it. And people of Andhra Pradesh are not willing to accept that kind of politics.
Recently, he said that you're not providing, there's a problem with his security.
Well, he has Z plus security from the state of Andhra Pradesh. Well, if he wants the same security that he had as he was chief minister, by the way, he had 1,000 people protecting him when he was the chief minister. He can't get it. He's an MLA right now. He's not even leader of opposition. So he gets Z plus security because he's a former chief minister. He gets a bulletproof car from the state. He has close to, I think, 15 people with him, policemen with him full time.
Can I ask you a question? Is this fight political? You're saying there's nothing personal, but it is a political battle.
It is.
Is this political battle between Chandrababu Naidu and Jagan Mohan Reddy, or is it now with Nara Lokesh and Jagan Mohan Reddy?
Well, I'll fight on what I have delivered for the state, the kind of impact that I've created, and I'll fight on the subject.
So it's not your father. You're fighting him now.
I believe so.
So it's not Jagan Mohan Reddy versus
What's the
Chandrababu
comparison?
Naidu.
I mean, how can
It's
you
a huge
compare?
comparison.
How can you compare Mr. Naidu and Jagan? What is the contribution of Mr. Naidu to the nation and to the state? What has Jagan done in the last 5 years? He's brought disrespect for the nation. I'll give you one example of it. Cancelling the power purchase agreement. One decision. These were agreements where price was discovered through reverse tendering. It was discovered, it was there, and it was all by law. It was clearly there. And these projects were funded by soft banks of the world, sovereign funds. And he reneged on it. And the issue went up to the Prime Minister's office. It got a disrespect for the nation. I knew many examples like that. So, I mean, there's no comparison between the two leaders, by no means.
So, in filmy style, Nara Lokesh is enough to take on Jagan Mohan Reddy.
Bring it on.
That is filmy. Okay, let me get into a little bit. What are your views where it comes down to the NEP, the National, Education Policy? There is so much that has been spoken of your neighboring state, Telangana, Tamil Nadu, name it.
Well, the NEP policy is actually good. We've implemented it, and we are in the process of implementing it. It's not bound to any state, and states can decide it. The whole discussion is about languages, and it's very unfortunate that languages are being pitted against each other. And I'll tell you why. When I met Dharmendra Pradhanji, the whole discussion was about local language and the importance of mother tongue in schools. And Dharmendra Pradhanji went on to say that actually, it's Mr. Naidu or Mr. Modi ji actually learned. They went to school, and the medium of education was their mother tongue. And look at the kind of impact that they're able to do. So he understands the importance of it as a minister. India understands the importance of mother tongue. But at the same time, Hindi is our national language.
No, it's not.
It is.
Hindi,
I've learned Hindi.
It's not a national language.
It is our national language, and we should take it forward.
Okay, so
Why should we not? I mean, my question here is that why should we not learn Hindi? Why should we just say that we should? Why are we pitting Tamil against Hindi, Telugu against Hindi?
Okay, let me ask you this way. I'll tell you what the issue is, and it comes down to this. Should Hindi be the linked language in this country? Yes or no?
Absolutely.
Yes?
Yes.
Because that's what the other South parties disagree with you.
Well, the Telugu Desam party stands for...
Because for them, it's English should be the linked language, not Hindi.
English already is the linked language. No second thoughts about it. But at the same time, there's nothing wrong in our kids learning Hindi. Why are we so scared about it? In fact, we should learn more languages. If you look at it, Mr. Naidu has been talking about, some of our kids have to actually learn Japanese, German, because there are opportunities out there. So we should truly be a global citizen.
So, okay with Hindi being a linked language?
Absolutely.
Okay. What's the views of your political party on delimitation?
I don't understand what's the issue right now.
I'm just asking.
I don't know what the issue is.
The issue is that most of the southern states feel if there is a delimitation exercise that would be carried out on the basis of what it has been carried out, then southern states will lose out representation where Lok Sabha is concerned.
The delimitation process has not started. The bill isn't in place. So we are all double guessing right now. I truly believe that the current ratios will be maintained.
How is that possible if the way of calculating?
Well, when Vajpayee ji was there, the same discussion did come up and he maintained the ratios back then. He went on the earlier population. So there are ways and means, and I believe
So the stand of the TDP is what on delimitation?
The ratios will be maintained.
Exactly the same.
I believe so.
Because the math doesn't add up with what at least is on
paper
right now.
If you go simply based on population...
that's what it is.
No, it doesn't need to be. When Vajpayee ji did the delimitation exercise, he didn't go based on that population. No? He went based on... so there are ways.
Because the Home Ministry hasn't really come up with an explanation on this.
So let's wait till the explanation comes up. So otherwise we are double guessing, right?
And anything otherwise is a problem. If southern states lose out, on what the current existing ratio is.
See, we are
Is
again
that a problem?
We are again talking about a hypothetical situation. Why are we talking about if this happens, if that happens? My point is it won't happen.
Oh, your point that it won't happen.
I believe that.
Okay. One nation, one election. Well, you shouldn't. Yours happens.
Exactly. So Andhra Pradesh has
Andhra
one nation,
Pradesh
one
really
election.
doesn't,
But yes, I believe Sarpanch to the member of parliament elections should happen at the same time.
Okay.
It definitely
because
makes it a lot easier.
Uniform civil code.
In the process of getting implemented, right? Some states
Are you
have
for
started.
it?
No, I think it requires broader consultation within the state.
It does.
In Andhra Pradesh, we believe we need to talk.
In Andhra Pradesh, no, you don't need to talk in Andhra Pradesh. You need to talk to your ally in the center. So, is that what the conversation is going to be about?
No, we will talk. I mean, it's not just about uniform civil code. It's various other policies that we will discuss. It's important that we talk.
Okay, let's. You had a meeting with Ashwini Vaishnav and you appealed that the center should set up a center of excellence in AI for education
Yes.
because you're the education minister and that you want in your state.
Correct.
What are you looking at? Because it's exciting.
No, I believe
And now
that,
let's talk about quantum computing.
Yes, of course. No, see, if you look at it, to be fair, our education system did get us here. But I don't believe it is enough to get us to the next level. It definitely got India to being a $4 trillion economy. But if you want to be a $30 trillion economy, I believe that there is a need to leapfrog and grow substantively. And that's where education is going to play a very, very important role. And that's one thing that I believe in. And, we have to explore new frontiers. We can't just sit back and say, oh, that country did it, this country did it. So AI is one. Quantum is the next frontier that I believe that India can conquer. And that education will play a very important role in that. So exposing our kids to AI, also talking about, how to use it better. How can you gamify learning? How can you change kids from being passive learners to active learners? I think these are things that really excite me. And the intersection of AI in delivering that is going to be really exciting.
The Prime Minister in February had, the common passion that you share with the Prime Minister, what we spoke of earlier. He'd spoken of developing a larger language of our own. Now, somebody who studied AI and who's so, intensively looking at implementing it in your own state, how is it possible to maybe not better, but even par something like a DeepSeek and a ChatGPT?
See, if you look at it, even in the West, these are...
With our limited resources, because India is way behind
No,
when
I
it
won't
comes down
say...
to AI.
No,
It is.
No, we are behind, yes.
Yes.
But not in resources. So if you look at it, right, ChatGPT or various other platforms are funded by the private sector and they've really taken off. So India is going to discover its own ways, and we have our own, if you look at the Dravidian languages, our manuscripts, we have quite a few of them, and there's a lot to learn and discover. So I think there's a lot of work that needs to now go in. But then it has to be led by the private sector, supported, of course, by the government. And I think this is going to be very important for us.
You talk of developing a data city in Visakhapatnam. And how do it excited you? Suddenly you're smiling with everything. So, a data city in Visakhapatnam, how do you propose to do it? There's Hyderabad, there's Bangalore, there's Gurgaon. How are you looking at it? Yours is a new state. You need so much else that you need to put in place.
Yeah.
First up,
But
a capital.
we have something that they don't have.
Which is?
Chandrababu Naidu. The chief minister opens up amazing doors. And today we are delivering on the speed of doing business. If you look at the policies that we have taken, the decisions that we've taken in cabinet are path-breaking. No other state even ventured to take such decisions. We have taken it. We are attracting investments to the state. We are working aggressively to bring in those investments.
So let me shift from your education portfolio, because you talk about bringing in investments, to your IT portfolio, and that is to give land for what, 99 paisa?
Yes.
The invitation of that.
Absolutely.
How does that pan out? How does that work?
It worked out really well. We closed TCS, we closed Cognizant. A few other are on their way. Next cabinet meetings you'll hear about them. So a lot of work has been done. And if one asset that the state has, which it can favorably give, is land. And if I'm giving it to the top 100 IT companies in India and across the globe, and in the process create the kind of jobs that I want to create, and that will fundamentally transform the economic landscape of Visakhapatnam and Andhra Pradesh. We've done similar work in Hyderabad. That's how ISB came about.
Yeah.
So Mr. Naidu said, don't ask money, but I can give you land. Whatever Maharashtra is offering, I'll give you plus 1 acre. ISB came and look at what the kind of ecosystem that it's created.
So you're taking a leaf out of your father's old playbook, and Mr. Modi's. He did that in Gujarat.
Absolutely. That's how Tata Motors came to Gujarat.
True.
Or 1 rupee. So I'm discounting by 1 paise, 99 paise. And you need bold decisions if you want to really break.
No, you're pushing it because, there was this whole talk of, your father being in touch with Elon Musk where Tesla was concerned. So you're trying to do you're hustling.
We have to.
Yeah, it's a new state. You have to
Exactly.
hustle.
We are late movers and we have a late mover advantage and we will push hard. If you look at domestic investments, we've attracted investments across sectors. We're going to get one of India's largest steel plant, the ArcelorMittal plant in south of Visakhapatnam. So work is on. So various other projects, things are moving extremely fast. And our agenda is very clear.
How fast are we moving on Amravati as capital?
3 years, the core capital will actually be done.
3 years? Is that
3 years? We promised to the Honorable Prime Minister.
Yeah.
So we will deliver it.
You'll deliver it in that amount. So last 2 questions. What's your vision for because you laid the deputy CM ship at least for this term to rest. So you're going to keep your portfolios. Will you add another 1 or 2 or it's going to stay?
I have my hands full.
You have your hands full.
I have my hands full.
So what's the vision? What are you looking ahead?
No, I want, in HRD, I'm looking forward to my kids, performing across sectors, acing every academic performance possible. And, I'm really looking forward to delivering on my promise on bringing about gender equality.
That's good.
And this 5 years is going to be very focused on learning outcomes. And
How's is your way of governance any which way different than your father's?
I mean, he's the chief minister, I'm a minister.
Or
so I have to be a lot more detail oriented. And the good thing of working for Mr. Naidu is that he gives you amazing flexibility. And every minister gets.
Now, the way you run your ministry and the way he runs, is it different? Your way of functioning, are they different?
I mean, every leader is different from each other.
What are you like?
I have very clear goals that I want to achieve, and then I set about that goals and I go about delivering that. My journey is very clear. So what come may, I need to deliver this. No, that number being non-negotiable, let's work on everything else.
You constantly harass your team?
Borderline, yes.
So they are borderline harassed?
That's what I'm led to believe that's what they're feeling right now. But see, more than harassment, I inspire.
You say it for yourself. I inspire.
How
do you know you inspire?
Because if my team is willing to work with me, till 11, 12 in the night, and again accept my calls at 4, 5 in the morning. Say,
You're the boss.
Idea aa gaya, ye karenge.
You're the boss. If you call, they will accept.
Not necessary.
Not necessary.
Not necessary. They can choose to leave my ministry and join other ministries. But
why would they do it?
Why
they
would
won't do it for the next deputy chief minister of the state.
No, why not?
They want to be in his good books.
No. They can. They have the right. But the conversations that we're having, like yesterday we did the parent-teacher meeting. I mean, this is something that all of us believed.
Right.
My entire team believed in, and we delivered on it.
Are you a hard taskmaster?
I am. I'm detail-oriented. I am a tough taskmaster. I set the agenda.
Harassed. Do you cuss?
I'm sorry?
Do you cuss?
No, not at all.
Not at all?
Not at all.
What are you saying? Our final question was to swap cuss words in your language and mine.
No, not at all.
Which is PG-13. PG-13.
Nahi hoga.
Arey, PG-13.
Mere se nahi hoga. So the point is, I believe in inspiring people, and there are positive ways to do it, right?
Okay.
And we've done it. I mean, we've the kind of transformation we've done in the education sector in the first 1 year, the kind of acts that we've come about, I think it's quite path-breaking. And I was able to do it because I was able to inspire my team in the right direction. And I believe every leader should do that.
Nara Lokesh, I wish you well.
Thank you.
And, more power as you power ahead. I think of all that you've told me, you'll raise your eyebrows, but I'm most excited about the gender balance and, education on that. But thank you. It's been a privilege for having you. And do take the time out on a very happy anniversary in advance. Do take that holiday. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for having me. Really
No, it was a privilege. Thank you.
It was an amazing
so much.
conversation.
Thank you. I appreciate it.